Be a free thinker and don't accept everything you hear as truth. Be critical and evaluate what you believe in. The most perfect political community is one in which the middle class is in control and outnumbers both of the other classes. Think as the wise men think, but talk like the simple people do. Excellence is never an accident. It is always the result of high intention, sincere effort, and intelligent execution. It represents the wise choice of many alternatives. Choice, not chance, determines your destiny. The worst form of inequality is to try to make unequal things equal. When there is no middle class and the poor greatly exceed in number, troubles arise and the state soon comes to an end. Tyrants preserve themselves by sowing fear and mistrust among the citizens by means of spies, by distracting them with foreign wars, by eliminating men of spirit who might lead a revolution, by humbling the people and making them incapable of decisive action. He who has overcome his fears will truly be free. The more you know you don't know. The most important relationship we can all have is the one you have with yourself. The most important journey you can take is one of self-discovery. To know yourself, you must spend time with yourself. You must not be afraid to be alone. Knowing yourself is the beginning of all wisdom. Educating the mind without educating the heart is no education at all. Through discipline comes freedom. Teenagers these days are out of control. They eat like pigs, they are disrespectful of adults, they interrupt and contradict their parents, and they terrorize their teachers. Life is only meaningful when we are striving for a goal. It is our choice of good or evil that determines our character, not our opinion about good or evil. The weak are always anxious for justice and equality. The strong pay no heed to either. Character is made by many acts. It may be lost by a single one. Only an armed people can be truly free. Only an unarmed people can ever be enslaved. A fool contributes nothing worth hearing and takes offense at everything. Our problem is not that we aim too high and miss, but that we aim too low and hit. Criticism is something we can avoid easily by saying nothing, doing nothing, and being nothing. Courage is the first virtue that makes all other virtues possible. To appreciate the beauty of a snowflake, it is necessary to stand out in the cold. At the intersection where your gifts, talents, and abilities meet a human need, therein you will discover your purpose. Happiness is a quality of the soul, not a function of one's material circumstances. We are what we repeatedly do. Excellence, therefore, isn't just an act but a habit, and life isn't just a series of events but an ongoing process of self-definition. Character is determined by choice, not opinion. Masculine republics give way to feminine democracies, and feminine democracies give way to tyranny. Greatness of spirit is accompanied by simplicity and sincerity. The worst thing about slavery is that the slaves eventually get to like it. The intelligence consists not only in the knowledge but also in the skill to apply the knowledge into practice. The roots of education are bitter, but the fruit is sweet. The fool tells me his reason, the wise man persuades me with my own. Humility is a flower which does not grow in everyone's garden. The high-minded man does not bear grudges, for it is not the mark of a great soul to remember injuries, but to forget them. Doubt is the beginning of wisdom. A goal gets us motivated, while a good habit keeps us motivated. True happiness comes from gaining insight and growing into your best possible self. Otherwise, all you're having is immediate gratification pleasure, which is fleeting and doesn't grow you as a person. A friend of everyone is a friend of no one. The hardest victory is the victory over ourself. Courage is the mother of all virtues, because without it, you cannot consistently perform the others. It is the mark of an educated mind to be able to entertain a thought without accepting it. The energy of the mind is the essence of life. The man who is content to live alone is either a beast or a god. The proof that you know something is that you are able to teach it. Excellence is an art won by training and habituation. Before you heal the body, you must first heal the mind. Whatever we learn to do, we learn by actually doing it. Men come to be builders, for instance, by building, and harp players by playing the harp. In the same way, by doing just acts, we come to be just. By doing self-controlled acts, we come to be self-controlled, and by doing brave acts, we become brave. The best way to avoid envy is to deserve the success you get. If you see a man approaching with the obvious intent of doing you good, run for your life. Anybody can become angry. That is easy. But to be angry with the right person, and to the right degree, and at the right time, and for the right purpose, and in the right way, that is not within everybody's power, and is not easy. You are what you repeatedly do. The society that loses its grip on the past is in danger, for it produces men who know nothing but the present and who are not aware that life had been and could be different from what it is. What you have to learn to do, you learn by doing. He overcomes a stout enemy who overcomes his own anger. The tyrant who, in order to hold his power, suppresses every superiority, does away with good men, forbids education and light, controls every movement of the citizens, and, keeping them under a perpetual servitude, wants them to grow accustomed to baseness and cowardice, has his spies everywhere to listen to what is said in the meetings, and spreads dissension and calumny among the citizens and impoverishes them, is obliged to make war in order to keep his subjects occupied and impose on them permanent need of a chief. Worthless persons appointed to have supreme control of weighty affairs do a lot of damage. The quality of life is determined by its activities. Poverty is the parent of revolution and crime. Authority is no source for truth. Mothers are fonder than fathers of their children because they are more certain they are their own. For both excessive and insufficient exercise destroy one's strength, and both eating and drinking too much or too little destroy health, whereas the right quantity produces, increases and preserves it. So it is the same with temperance, courage and the other virtues. This much then is clear. In all our conduct it is the mean that is to be commended. Those who cannot bravely face danger are the slaves of their attackers. We become just by the practice of just actions, self-controlled by exercising self-control, and courageous by performing acts of courage. Speech is the representation of the mind, and writing is the representation of speech. It is not enough to win a war, it is more important to organize the peace. Of the tyrant, spies and informers are the principal instruments. War is his favorite occupation for the sake of engrossing the attention of the people and making himself necessary to them as their leader. We are better able to study our neighbors than ourselves, and their actions than our own. The only way to achieve true success is to express yourself completely in service to society. The fate of empires depends on the education of youth. All men seek one goal, success or happiness. Thought-provoking quotes have the power to inspire us. Which quote from the video resonated with you the most? Let me know in the comments below.